Hi, friends. We are back again.
Back.
And we are checking out all of SoCal's scary attractions.
Right, so these are not your family-friendly ones.
That's a separate video, so if it hasn't been posted yet, check that out. If it has, who knows what order these are going to be posted in. But we are starting off our tour of all of Southern California's best, most famous, haunted, scary attractions with the creme de la creme, in my opinion, Halloween Horror Nights. So come with us. We're going to be rating these events on a series of seven factors. We had to keep moving because they started letting people in early. But we are rating these attractions on 7 factors. So, fun, scariness,
price and value, signature cocktail, signature food, signature attraction, and something else.
Entertainment,
that's right.
Yep. So we're going to be checking out each of those factors for each attraction. And let's get started. Let's see you in the fog.
I'm not scared.
Sure.
I am.
We are at the Stellar Bar, which is the Stranger Things themed lounge here at Universal
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Above Jurassic Park.
It's above Jurassic World. And I got the Surfer Boy. This has tequila, melon liqueur, blue curacao, blue cotton candy, Sprite, a lot of sweet stuff. So we'll see how this goes.
I got the Upside Down, which is, I believe, gin, blue curacao, citrus sour, strawberry popping bowls, and a candied hibiscus. Looks like a Demigorgon.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So
Cheers.
drink.
Tastes like a fruit roll-up, girl.
Yep. She tastes like a melted Slurpee.
Woo!
Woo! Real sweet. So if you like very sweet cocktails, like borderline melted popsicle,
this is candy.
Yeah, this is for you. If you don't like that,
Maybe get a Stella.
yeah,
They have that on tap.
This is a hangover in a cup. So I'm going to drink it.
And then we go do more houses.
Yes. So, cheers. Okay, so we are going to head into this year's entertainment, The Purge Dangerous Waters. This is a new show for this year, and we're really excited to check it out. I've heard good things. Really remember that this is a fun thing.
We have one of the Purge's most outspoken supporters, and as we tick down to the start of tonight's event, he seems to be missing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when we were thinking of a signature entertainment to judge for our rating system, this year there really is only one show here at Halloween Horror Nights, and it is The Purge Dangerous Waters. It's brand new. It's in the Waterworld Pavilion. So we're going to check it out.
It's pretty darn cool, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I know. I love the Purge franchise. The joke is always that when Halloween Horror Nights needs to fill a space,
It's the Purge.
So, super excited to see this. I don't think I've ever seen a show in Hollywood, so very excited.
No, not at Halloween Horror Nights, no.
Yeah. So, let's see.
We worship at the altar of Smith & Wesson. We the people know not what we do. The purge is not about containing crime to one night and cleansing our souls by releasing oppression. It's about one thing: money. Who dies tonight? The poor. We can't afford to protect ourselves. We must pick up arms. This year, we will fight back.
Jose, Alex, perimeter check.
Impressive facility, Dickie. You sure we're safe here?
100%, sir. Miles offshore, no one knows we're here.
My husband and I are very serious about the purge.
Oh, it's all for a good cause, but tell me about the safe room.
Step aside. For the sake of...
Smart.
Upstairs, 3rd level, there's a hatch. You'll find the safe room there, all for yourself.
You got the Wi-Fi put in up there?
Yes, sir. Security cameras, CCTV, all of Los Angeles County.
Oh, I love the live streams ready, because I love watching these thugs tear each other to pieces.
I know you want to settle in, sir, but I do have your post-purge agenda to review. There is a 9 a.m. press conference highlighting your role as a new founding father of the purge.
Oh, voters love me. They just love the purge.
Yes, of course. And here is a statement I prepared.
Well, it's perfect as always, man. You know, you're like the daughter I never had. Always in the right place at the right time.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Wow. Nice ring. Congratulations. You must have spent a fortune on that, Dickie? So where's the senator?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's a terrible feeling, isn't it? Watching the people you love get hurt.
Sure, your parents were good people. I can fix this. Name your price.
Your life.
So this is all about revenge?
It's not revenge, Phil. It's justice. Light 'em up, sis! It's what we fight
The new founding fathers of American kids are wrong. Wake up, people. Wake up. It's time to...
Okay,
Let me
so
put this down.
that was the Purge, Dangerous Waters.
That was the purge.
It was very good. It was a very good show. A very good show. It was so
Bloody.
so violent. I did not anticipate it being violent like that. Like splatter blood, like pretty realistic
Realistic,
looking violence.
yeah.
Which is, it's a Horror Nights event, so that comes with the territory. Just a lot of chainsaws going off right now.
Right.
But I think as far as like signature entertainment goes, for me on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm gonna say this is a 3. It's a very good show. That's not to say it's not a great show. If you were coming here and you had to prioritize things, I don't know that I would say that this is something you have to prioritize. It's a nice add-on to your evening, but you don't have to see it.
Yeah, I agree. I would give it a 3-2 for basically those same reasons. Like, it's a great show. We caught it when it was going to start in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We walked in, got really good seats. And
That may be harder later in the night. It is.
Yeah, later in the night, we went to the first show at 8 o'clock, so it might be harder later. But I wouldn't prioritize this over Houses.
No, me either.
Really? So
Either. Yeah.
I would say a 3. Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
So now we're going to do signature food, and we stopped in at the Chucky Good Guys Barbecue, or Killer Barbecue. I think it's Chucky's Killer Barbecue. I got the Clucking Nightmare chicken sandwich, which is Nashville hot chicken pieces, coleslaw, pickles, which I will promptly remove, and crinkle cut fries. Very excited about that. And what Derek got, let me show you this. This is fantastic. It's the Come Again corn dog, I think, or the Comeback corn dog. It's a corn dog with orange garlic drizzle, Takis dust, hot Cheetos dust on top of crinkle fries. Should be really, really good. So let's take some bites and see what we got. Okay, it's good. It's a chicken sandwich, as you would suspect. The pieces in here are actual little nugget pieces. It's not a full chicken breast, so that allows you to get a lot of the coleslaw with it. The coleslaw is good. I took the pickles off. If you're a pickle fan, bless you. It's not me. This is pretty good. I would rate this one probably a 3. I thought the burger that I had before we got here at Twosomes was a lot better, but it's still not bad. And I do like that it's little nuggets.
Okay, so we're going to give this now a try, the Comeback corn dog. See how it is. Actually a really good corn dog. I don't know how much the Takis or the sauce chainsaw. I don't know how much the Takis or the sauce are bringing to the equation, but like, I love a corn dog. I can't complain. This is pretty good. For me, honestly, not that it's like the most spectacular or unique thing, but I would give this a 4 out of 5. It's a really good corn dog. Okay, we almost forgot. We also got this Chucky cookie. We got one that's broken, but it was the last one left. So we're excited to try that. We'll give it a taste here in a second. Fine. An average theme park cookie. You're really doing it for the gram, for the cute, for a message. You don't have to have this. You're fine. Yeah. I would say if you really are looking for like a Halloween Horror Nights signature sweet item, there is Scoops Ahoy down in the lower lot that's serving like waffle sundaes and stuff from Stranger Things. I would go for that before I would have this. But, you know, it was inoffensive. If you like cookies, you'll like it. Okay, so when we were trying to think of what is the signature attraction for Halloween Horror Nights, it's obviously the mazes, and rather than just pick like one IP, we actually decided that the Terror Tram is the signature maze.
Because it's unique to Hollywood.
Yeah, you can't go on this in Orlando, it's only here. So, and there's nothing really like this at any of the other theme parks. So, we are saying that this is our number one.
Are you tired of doing? Yes. Are you sick of being stepped on, squashed, swatted, sprayed, and cold? Human pest control. Our helpful and discreet operators are standing by 24/7 to enter all of your sneak. Have you got cantankerous Karens, hostile haters, entitled teens, or irritating influencers?
Yeah.
Then call the exterminators today and make your human problems go away.
humans.
Stars, my friend, 0!
This is outrageous. I want to speak to your manager right now. Do you hear me? I am talking to you, Missy. What are you looking at? This is unacceptable. What do you think the rating of your stars, my friend?
0. And claim our rightful place as the apex predators of this planet. That's right, my brothers and sisters. It's time to rise up from the sewers. Free yourself from the Did you know insects on this planet outnumber humans 1,000,000,000 to 1? Humans don't stand a chance. Did you know insects on this planet outnumber humans 1,000,000,000 to 1? Humans don't stand a chance. Did you know insects on this planet outnumber humans 1,000,000,000 to 1? Humans don't stand a chance. Did you know insects on this planet outnumber humans 1,000,000,000 to 1? Humans don't stand to make them feel the sting of our wrath. Remember, rise, rise, my children, rise! The Scrooge, guaranteed to kill humans dead. Just one drop, and they're They're coming! They're coming!
Hello, friends. All right, so we got off of the signature attraction, which was Terror Tram. How did you feel about it?
I would rate Terror Tram a 5, honestly.
Really?
Yes. Now, listen, it's not because of content. If I was rating on a content alone, that would be a 4. It's kind of campy, kind of hokey, kind of whatever. But you can only do this here.
It's true.
You can't do this anywhere else in the world. You can't walk past the Psycho House. You can't walk through the Bates Motel. You can't walk through movie sets from Nope and not Last of Us. Nope and Us and, all these other things. The Bug Exterminator thing was just kind of hokey, but I think that as far as signature attractions go, girl, she signed. Her signature is on it, stamped, signed, sealed, delivered.
Okay. I disagree. I do think there's amazing stuff here, and I would say, like, if we were basing it off of the mazes, like, there were some 5s in the mazes, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But for signature attraction, I'm going to be a little harsher. I'm going to say that this is a 3 for me. So this is actually not Universal's strongest attraction, but I do think it is sort of unique to this park. It is, to your point, amazing to be on the Psycho set. Like, that is something you don't really get to do anywhere else. But for me, sorry.
Terror Tram, it's okay, baby. It's okay, sweetheart. It's all right.
So let's also put in our rankings now for value.
Okay. Now, is the value based on a base ticket or on the tickets we had? Because we had express tickets, which is an add-on. It's an additional
We can
cost.
only base it off of what we paid.
Okay. So I think the
we'll
payment,
put our price that we paid down here.
because we had early entry, which got us in
$20 extra dollars.
got us in at $5.30.
Yep.
And then we had the express pass, which is kind of like front of the line, sort of like lightning lane, if you're to use Disney terminology. With those things, value is a 5. What you pay for it. We waited. I think the longest we waited for a house was maybe 15 minutes.
I would
maybe.
Yeah.
And Chucky was up to like 110. They were kind of averaging 45 to 60 minutes each per night, and we barely waited in that. We got great seats at the Waterworld. Not Waterworld. Well, it's Waterworld Theater, but the Purge show. And it did get you access into kind of the VIP part of the Stranger Things Lounge, which we didn't know until we left. And so I think for that, like we were done with houses in the first 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And that was us taking our time.
Yeah.
Being very leisurely.
I would say with this ticket, it is very valuable. And I would also say with this ticket, it is a 5 on value. Now, that said, I think this is one of the more expensive of the haunt attractions.
We're also here on a Saturday opening weekend. I should just point out.
I do think, and it gets more expensive actually as you get closer to Halloween.
Yeah.
But I will say, I do think it was worth it. I think that the quality of the attractions is unparalleled.
Yeah.
And
the creative team really pulls it out, and you get the bang for your buck. I think you do.
I agree. Okay,
fun.
Well, yeah. So
Did you have fun?
I'm gonna put mine together. So we're gonna rate fun and scariness.
Okay.
So here's what I'll say. This year, for me, this is a 4 on the scary scale.
Okay.
I think that for some folks, this is probably a 5 on the scary scale. I have been more scared in previous years. That is not to say that the quality wasn't there or that there wasn't, it's an incredible year. There was not a single miss when it came to the mazes, but it did feel like it was a little bit more pop culture-y, a little bit more fun, more immersion, less outright terror than I have experienced here in the past.
Okay.
So amazing work to the creative team. I mean, this is not a criticism. I think for me, though, on fun, it's a 5. I think that this is arguably the most fun that you will probably have at any of the haunts. I mean, it remains to be seen. We'll check out the other ones, but I don't think any of them will come close in terms of fun. I think this is by far the most fun that you can possibly have. And I think that is because the scary and the IP and the pop culture and the music and all of that really levels out here, and it doesn't level out at all attractions in all parks. So that's my perspective. What's yours?
I agree with you, actually. I think the scary is a 4. I am a big wimp. You will come to know this as you continue to watch our videos. I'm a huge wimp. I always take myself out. I hate being scared. I hate jump scares. The whole thing. I wasn't scared this year, which I liked.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Sure.
There were parts that were frightening.
Yeah.
You know, Phantom of the Opera jumping out at you.
Effective jump scares, for sure.
Super effective. But last year at some events, not here, but at other events, I had a panic attack. And not Scary Farm, I had a panic attack last year.
Yeah.
And had to stop for a good 5 minutes outside of the maze and catch my breath. That didn't happen here, which is good. But I would agree, the fun is a 5. I had much more fun here than I remember having here last year, and then I remember having at like Not Scary Farm last year, even at Boogie Bash last year. This for me, I think, is so far, this is the only one we've done, but this is like the funnest kind of grown up commercial theme, Halloween thing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this fares against Knott's. I think Knott's is probably its strongest competition in terms of...
My prediction is that the scores are flipped for Knott's.
Yeah, that's kind of my point of view too, is that it's going to be scarier for Knott's, but not as fun. But I don't know, they're pulling out all the stops for the 50th anniversary.
I don't know, maybe.
So we'll see kind of what happens. But man, it's been a long day. We are tired.
We'll put all of our rankings here again for you. And I'm going to put them sort of to the left because we have some other columns we're going to add, Gal,
They're over there.
They're over there. Well, I just covered your face. That's okay. So anyway, now let's go to the next one, which we will announce to you here.
Hi.
Bienvenue.
We're at Magic Mountain,
Ta-da.
and this is our second stop on our haunted attractions tour of Southern California. Right. We're going to be rating everything on the same criteria. So we're going to be rating things based on food, based on attraction, all of the things. And come on, let's go inside. We did try to order some of the seasonal food at the front of the park.
In fact, see if it is still trying to be... Yeah, it's still being prepared.
That was about an hour ago.
Yes, that was a really long time.
And we waited in a really crazy line, and it just wasn't moving. And so we've been wandering the park. We finally found somewhere that we could order food from. And this was fast for us to get. But also, this is...
Point out,
yeah,
it's a $17 chicken sandwich.
Yeah, and this is also...
I mean, this looks like sort of a better value.
Right.
They were the same price.
Yeah.
But they were hot, and they were ready.
Okay. So when we were trying to figure out what a signature entertainment would be here at Fright Fest, it was hard. There isn't really a traditional show or something to that effect. And what we discovered is the signature entertainment is
a DJ.
It's a DJ. There's a DJ dance party.
Which seems fun. I mean, people seem like they're having a great time. They seem like they're unsing.
Yeah. For me, this is fun. Here's the thing. This event is definitely more teen focused.
Yeah.
So I would say for teens, that's probably a really good solution. For me, out of 5, I'm going to give that a 2.
Yeah, I would give it a 2 as well. Colors are pretty.
Colors are pretty. The DJ is great. He's a good DJ. I have no criticism there, but it's just not the most. It's hard when they're competing against all these other great offerings these other parks have. So for me, it's a 2, but I see
if you have teens, maybe it's
in general. This event is definitely for younger people. So. Yeah. Hi. Okay, so you're probably saying, well, surely they can't be done with Fright Fest.
You
would be wrong. So here's the thing. The categories that we set out for this were signature attraction, which before we filmed this video, what we had said the signature attraction was going to be was the Conjuring House, because that's what they announced as the signature attraction at Midsummer Scream. Unfortunately, they did not open it in time.
It was supposed to open today, and unfortunately it did not because of some production issues, so we can't really rank that.
So we have to give that a 0, which is our first 0. But it's not the last 0 of this video, unfortunately. So we both give that one a 0, I'm sorry to say. The food situation, we said that we would do signature food and signature drink. we tried to order food from the mobile app, and the thing is so we placed that food order. It was pretty expensive. It was
$45.
$45. And was not able to get that food because the lines didn't work. There were issues in the kitchen.
And there's not a way in the mobile ordering here like there is at Disneyland, and maybe Universal, to cancel that order.
Yeah.
So I'm just out that $40-some-odd.
Right. So that's unfortunately another zero for for Fright Fest. And in terms of the drinks, this is the other logistical issue here. The maps and the apps and the all of the things that are meant to guide you through this event, unfortunately, are wrong, and they did not point us in the right direction. There were many helpful team members who tried to point us in the right way, but even some of them were confused. They were also frustrated with the maps and the apps. So for the signature drink, it's also a zero.
Sorry, the thing I had to drink tonight was a Diet Coke, and frankly, the Diet Coke I had here was probably a 3.
So the other things, though, that we did rate, have to rate it on, we talked about the entertainment already. I do think we can give this a scariness and a fun rating.
Yeah, I think
so for me, for the fun rating, I'm going to rate this at a 3. I'm on the verge of giving it a 4 because the houses themselves were extremely fun. The actual mazes I loved. I thought they were really, really good. Much higher in quality than I anticipated they would be. The scare zones are fine. They were pretty good. I would also say, though, on the scariness scale, for me, this is a 2. So it will be scary for some folks out there, for children, teenagers, definitely. But I think it's hard to hold this up to some of the other attractions in Southern California, which are much, much scarier. So that's my assessment. And Kevin, tell me what you would want to rate this on fun and scary.
So for fun, I'm going to give this a 4, actually, because even though we ran into a lot of issues with the logistics behind food and logistics
basically
behind
everything except the mazes,
the fact that I am going to shout from the hilltops that this event needs to invest in signage. The houses were really good, and I really commend the creative team. The sets inside of them were not what I was expecting for this price point, and not what I was expecting for kind of the ambiance to happen. And the scare actors were great, honestly. The interactivity I thought I was going to hate, and I really actually came to really love it.
Yep.
And you get a vibe with the people you go through the house with, and we didn't have a bad vibe with any of the groups we went through, so that was good. Scariness factor, I agree with you, is a 2. I was screaming. You probably heard in some of the videos. If you heard somebody go, "Woo!" that was me. In Truth or Dare.
But it didn't take much.
But it also doesn't take much to startle me. But what I will say is, again, it sort of takes me out of it when I see this made up mermaid of death doing this and posing for pictures while wearing ballet flats.
Yeah, it's a different vibe, and that may be what you're looking for in your experience. It's just not what maybe I would rate a scary distraction. It occurs to me, though, there's another rating we need to do, and that's value. So here's the thing.
Here's the deal.
This is actually one of I think the cheapest of all of the haunts that we're going to. I'll put the pricing.
Might be a reason for that.
I'll put the pricing down here. Now, I will say you have to buy a park ticket for this one, which is different than the other models, and then you pay for passes to the haunts. Passes to the haunts, I believe, are $20 or $25. We bought Express, which was $45. And here's the problem, though. Once we got into the park, everything was significantly marked up.
Yes.
So the parking was $40. The food was, we spent basically $120 tonight and didn't get very much for that. And then the Express Line pass, they had very clearly oversold. And so there were mazes we couldn't do because the Express lines were wrapped around the park.
And for Truth or Dare, we waited a good 25, 30 minutes for that in the Express line. And I just think if we didn't have Express and we're waiting in the regular line, I would be pissed.
I would strongly not recommend coming to this event and not buying Express. Right. I think even we waited pretty significant amounts of time for some of these mazes.
Especially as the night went on. The first couple houses we got right in.
Yeah.
But as the night went on, and I think more people get here later to this event, I think they start to really pile up.
So that's going to be it for Fright Fest.
Well, you didn't give it a value.
Oh, well. I didn't give it a rating. I would give it on value. It's a 2 for me.
It's a 1 for me on value, actually, and probably that's because I'm salty because I paid $45 for food I didn't get. But also,
sorry.
There's no recourse
Yeah.
to do those things with value. And frankly, guys, as we're recording this video, we paid more for parking at Six Flags than we would have for Disney.
Right.
If it wasn't included in our
And if Disney is more affordable than you are, there's a problem.
I mean, it's not in terms of the actual ticket, right?
Right.
But there are aspects to this that, you have to navigate. So if you're coming with a big group, the one that has the biggest car has got to drive. Otherwise, y'all are out paying $40 for that. So I think I give it a 1 because there's no reason you should pay $40 for chicken strips.
Right.
There's even at a theme park,
right.
There's just not.
So here's our scores. They're down here at the bottom.
Here, yes.
And I think even though I can't do the math in my head right now, what I will say is it's safe to say that this falls below Halloween Horror Nights. So let's see what our next theme park has to say, and maybe it can outdo Halloween Horror Nights as our current top 10 contender.
Well, so let's see what the next thing is, shall we?
All right. Well,
where are we now?
We are at Knott's Scary Farm. We are so happy not to be at Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
And so let's hope that tonight goes a little bit better.
We're hoping for a 180. We're hoping for a 180 on the fun factor.
Yeah, and the scary and the food and all the things. It really can't go anywhere but up. Or at least we hope so.
Yeah.
So let's head inside. We're going to be rating everything on the same qualifiers. And let's see how it goes. Let's go. We're going to kick this night off with our signature attraction. And when we were trying to think of what the attraction is, there are many attractions here that are open during the event. There is a unique Halloween log flume attraction as well, which could be a really good contender. But because we are here for the Halloween Haunt, it's the 50th anniversary, we are going to check out the Chilling Chambers, which is a recreation of the original maze that they opened here at Knott's Scary Farm. So let's go head inside and check it out. Recreate!
Good riddance and bad night. Come on in, Fred Kings. The slime is fine. I've let loose some of Scary Farm's past haunts inside the Chilling Chamber forever. carnivorous cloud.
We all spooky.
So we just finished the
Chilling
Chambers,
Chambers, which was amazing.
And
Such a great house.
Yeah, a perfect signature attraction.
Yeah.
I would say it really encompasses all things that are so good about Not Scary Farm as a haunt.
And you know what's
loved
really
it.
cool about it? I'm not as much of a haunt historian as Derek is, but I understood what was happening, like all of the throwbacks and all of the callbacks, and I was like, oh, even if I didn't know specifically what it was, I was like, oh, this must have been the theme 15 years ago or whatever. So really easy to follow, even for those of us that are not steeped historians.
Yeah, it was spectacular.
Yeah.
Honestly, 10
5 out of 5.
Yeah, that's right. We're doing it out of 5.
Yeah, 5 out of
It's
5.
Absolutely a 5 for me.
Yeah.
I would take that maze over anything at Halloween Horror Nights, which is really saying something, because Halloween Horror Nights is incredible. So we're going to go move on to our next category. So let's see what else Knott has in store. Yeah.
So we got the decomposing prosciutto pizza over here in the Roaring Twenties area. I forget what this restaurant is actually called, but I'll put it down here.
It's Prop Shop Pizzeria.
Prop Shop Pizzeria, that's where we got this from. It is a pizza with mozzarella cheese, prosciutto, arugula, and balsamic vinegar. This just came out of the oven. I was very excited. So let's give it a little tasty taste.
See our signature snack.
Salty.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very salty because of the prosciutto. But it's a nice bite. The arugula really breaks it up. And the balsamic vinegar isn't heavy. Sometimes when you get these, if you've had this on flatbread or something before, they go a little heavy with the balsamic. The salt does hit you, but it dissipates really quickly. It's sort of a nice bite. Overall, I would give this probably a 4 on our 4 out of 5 scale. It's good. I'm nervous to eat more of it because I'm a little dehydrated from screaming, and it is very salty, but it is still a very good piece of pizza. All right, let's give it a try.
That's great. My bite wasn't as salty as yours. I think I didn't get very much prosciutto in mine, but I really like it. Surprisingly good pizza for a theme park. This is better than any of the pizza at Disneyland, regardless of Halloween season or not. I'm going to be actually a little bit more generous. I'm going to give that a 5 out of 5. I really liked that. I thought that was great. So there are a multitude of different snacks around Knott's Scary Farm. A really interesting thing they did this year is a lot of the food has unusual meats. So, like, they're known for serving frog legs at Knott's Scary Farm. This year, there's a turtle pizza, there's camel stew, alligator sausage. That's a little adventurous for us. So, but that is something, if you are a person who wants to try really exciting and new foods, you should definitely try those things out. This is really good. So far, Knott's is really delivering. All right, we're using this lantern for makeshift light right now. These are actually part of the attraction this year. These interact with, was it 400 things? Or?
I think it's 100 interactive things within the park, and then 54 within the mazes.
Yeah,
it might be more than that.
I don't know. So this is just a really cool offering, but we're using it as scenic lighting right now. So when we were thinking about what would the signature entertainment be, this year Knott is actually bringing back one of its most famous entertainment offerings, The Hanging. And The Hanging is a show that has, if you're familiar with Halloween Horror Nights Orlando and the Bill and Ted Show, which sort of skewered pop culture each year, it's sort of that same energy. So it's a little bit about like putting all of the pop culture references for the year on trial.
Yeah.
So we're going to go check that out, and let's see how it is. I've never seen the show before, so yeah, excited.
Nicole Kidman.
We come to this place for killing. We come to the hanging to laugh, to cry, to make fun of untalented assholes because we need that. All of us.
Well, hello!
What, too soon?
Shut up!
This ain't the Playhouse.
Hey!
The Hanging is an equal opportunity offender.
This show contains crude humor, sexual innuendo, depictions of violence, and loud noises! You've been warned.
Right. Before we begin, don't forget, today's secret
Word is hanging.
Whenever anyone says a secret word,
Scream real loud.
let's try it.
Are you ready? ready for a hanging?
Yeah!
Are you ready for a hanging?
Yeah!
What am I?
I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I?
6.5 by 4.5 inches. You're gonna have to take that back to your car. Hey, where's your chaperone, young man? I'm 35, thank you. I'm gonna need to see some identification.
Sorry, I don't have any. It wouldn't fit in my not approved clear plastic purse. He's with me.
And who are you? I'm the lawman. Back and dip. I'm the law around these parts. No worries, fellas. Situation's a green light. I can handle these jumps. I'll see you later at Panda Express, alright? What else is there?
Turmoil that terrorizes this territory by rounding up the vilest offender of the past year and hanging them by the neck until they're dead!
Yeah, well, good luck. You're here because you're canceled.
Canceled?
Too offensive.
According to who?
The Knott's Guest Relations Department, that's who.
Marissa said that?
Too many complaints.
In air, I make milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and chocolate with nuts.
You wanna get nuts? Let's get nuts. Alright, back it off. Let's ship all that old junk to the Haunt Museum.
I belong in a museum.
Easy, Gramps, you'll break a hip.
You call him Dr. Jones, darling. This reality must be destroyed.
Sorry. With my eyes it always have to be witches.
Silence, lawman! Your return has freed us from the past. I'm Spooky Sarah, the original calico witch from the 1970s. Can't you tell by my bell-bottom robe? And I am the green witch from the 80s. Can't you tell by my leg warmers? Tubular.
And I'm the 40th anniversary Green Witch.
Who was played by a dude? You should go to Jenny Craig.
We are the Calico Coven, and we have been summoned.
Your little dick joke stunt show was sent to this prop graveyard to spend an eternity in. My influence has grown. Yes, I've moved past witchcraft and onto real power. The power of social media. And now you'll have to face me and all my powers of the internet! I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Good citizens, the accused stands before you a symbol of wealth and corruption run amok. He claims to be for the people, yet charges a premium for blue check marks and electric vehicles. Nikolai,
I'm ashamed you named your car after me. Hook him up!
Done. What are you doing? All right, good citizens, how do you find the accused? Guilty?
Lantern Cam is back.
So we just got out of the hanging. What were your thoughts?
I thought it was really fun, very raunchy. I don't think I was prepared for that, even though there are signs on the way in that say you should be prepared for that. And I think we missed some stuff because we were in the very, very front row.
Yes.
And, it doesn't come that far down on the proscenium as it were. What did you think? You were less impressed, it seemed.
There were some jokes that I thought were quite funny, and then there were others. Listen, the thing is like, it's intentionally like edgy humor, and to me, like when the punchline is progress, I'm always kind of like, all right, sure. Like, some of the things I thought were quite funny, and then other things it was like, how dare people have diversity classes? Which I was like, okay,
yeah.
Like some of them, they were obviously trying to appeal to both like a conservative and liberal audience. So there's jokes kind of at everybody. It's not like
no one is safe.
I wouldn't characterize it as like an offensive show, in my personal opinion. But I also I don't find that humor that funny, in my personal opinion. That's just me. But I do think it was a high quality show. I think the cast put in a really good performance.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So for me, this is a 3. What I will say is at Knott's, there's incredible entertainment. There's a whole carnival show. There's a show in the small theater. There's kind of a burlesque show. There's a huge stage show that maybe we'll check out in a future video.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that like entertainment itself is bad, but as far as signature entertainment for me, this is a little bit in the middle of the road. I enjoyed The Purge more. So, and I think I gave that a 4, maybe out of 5. So, okay. What about you?
I would give it a 4. So the average is a 3.5.
Okay.
Just because I thought it was funny. I think you and I think a little bit differently about the punchlines, in that I'm just like, yeah, I mean, it is ridiculous that the answer to everything is a diversity class, because that's not always the answer to everything, because it's not sort of organic. So the kind of surface level commentary is there, but they said the F-bomb a lot, which I did like, and the blood work was kind of cool. They had like packets of blood that squirted everywhere, and they made fun of Disney and Universal and
everybody.
I thought that was funny.
They made fun of everybody. There was no one who I felt like was targeted unfairly.
Yeah.
So let's go do some more stuff.
Yeah, this keeps turning red, so I think that means it's time for a cocktail.
Yeah, I think we need a cocktail. Time to go. All right, so we have got signature cocktails. So I have gotten one of the blood bags. This is a zombie juice. This has green apple and pineapple as well as vodka in it. And then Kevin, what have you got?
I got the Green Glow Seltzer, which is a seltzer that is green. I know nothing about its flavor profile. I know that teenagers are stomping behind us, which is super fun. I don't know about its flavor profile, but I'm going to hedge my bets on apple.
Probably. Or like Mountain Dew.
Oh, okay.
All right, well,
have a sip.
Cheers. Okay. That tastes like college party. Having some very, very vivid flashbacks to sweet Gatorade-style cocktails where basically you mix bad vodka with whatever you've got on hand. It's fine. It's very sweet. For me, I think the novelty of this bumps this up to a 4, but the flavor of it is probably a 3. I'm going to give it a 4 though, because it is fun to drink out of a little bag. So we'll see. All right, you're tasting the it's like college.
Did a 16-year-old make this?
Yes, it's very bad.
This was mixed in a home gallon paint bucket.
Yeah, I mean,
before it came out.
This is somebody's yum, but for me, it's giving.
This is some 21-year-old's yum.
It's triggering some very specific memories.
This is Zeta New. Up in the gig, girl.
Yeah. All right, Kevin. Tell me about your beverage.
I was trying to find out more about it, and I couldn't. So I will put down here what its flavor profile is. But it tastes vaguely... Okay, it was supposed to be apple flavored, but then someone dumped a Hi-C Ecto Cooler in it, left it in the car, and then made it cold and put Topo Chico in it.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's bad. But this is going to sound really stupid. It doesn't taste like anything.
Oh, it just tastes like seltzer.
Yeah, I guess just because of the presence of bubbles.
Sure.
But I'm not like, oh, spooky green apple. Like, it tastes like a bubble. See if you taste anything. Do you taste anything?
Not really. It smells like beer. Like it has like a hops smell to it.
But it doesn't taste hoppy.
No, it doesn't. It smells like beer. It doesn't. I smell it, but I don't taste literally anything. Like I don't even taste Topo Chico really, which doesn't have the strongest flavor, but you can tell you're drinking Topo Chico. This is almost like it's like all the flavors negate each other.
Yeah,
it's strange.
Tastes like liquid.
Yeah. Yep. That's pretty much how I would put it. Okay, you still didn't give a number, I don't think.
Oh, for mine?
Yeah.
Like a 2?
A 2, wow.
It doesn't taste like anything. It smells kind of weird, if I'm totally honest.
It does smell weird. It smells like bread. In the way like some beers smell like bread, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but also socks? Like, I don't know, man. I was expecting like a green apple hard seltzer. Here is my one criticism of Knott's Berry Farm's food service. You gotta put descriptions on things. We literally walked up to a sign and I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna pick one of these combination of words. Derek was smart and asked questions, and I was like, I don't know, I like seltzers, I guess I'll take the seltzer.
Was I smart?
Wow.
I heard apple and pineapple. I thought, oh, that's generally something I would probably enjoy.
Some convenience store parking lot somewhere is missing that bag of drink.
But I think the novelty for me still keeps us out of 4. So I do think this is the sort of, when you go to this type of event, you want something that's this themed, that's a little bit,
and like
more
the red ones are
experience.
cool walking around, right? You're like, oh, it's a bag of blood.
I should have got the red one, which was
The
cranberry.
Cranberry and grenadine. But
yeah,
green should also be spooky. This is just,
well,
I'm gonna finish it.
They can't all be winners.
Ooh, Six Flags energy. We have successfully made it through.
Yes.
What we're doing tonight at Knott's Dairy Farm. We went through the signature attraction, which was what is it called?
The chilling chamber.
I keep wanting to call it the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I'm not a Harry Potter person. We did the signature show, which was the hanging. We did some cocktails. We did some signature food. We went through some scare zones. We went through some houses. So
more successful than Six Flags.
More successful than Six Flags, I will say. So if we're going to rate this in terms of value, I'll put below here what we ended up paying. Now remember, keep in mind, we did pay hold for amusements.
The Ghost Rider. She ghost rides.
She rode. So keep in mind, we are annual pass holders to Knott's Scary Farm. So we'll put below what we paid as an add-on to our pass for frequent fear, I think it's called.
Yeah, I think it was like $140 or $150, somewhere around there.
And then down below that, I'll put just what a regular ticket costs. For me, I think that the value is really worth it. This is one of the most well-produced haunt events, really on kind of both coasts when you think about major theme parks. I think in a lot of ways, this outranks even Universal Studios Florida in terms of its production value. The Universal Studios model really benefits from IP, from intellectual property, whereas Knott has really by happenstance created its own intellectual property, which is really, really fun.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this actually evens out on terms of scores, though. Right. I will say my general assessment, if I'm just going off of feelings and not necessarily the categories we base this off of, I would say this is the best haunt event in Southern California. I really, really love this. It is by far the most immersive. It's the most scary, in my opinion.
It uses the most fog.
Yeah, but I actually don't know if the scores are going to work out that way. We had some not so great cocktails. I felt kind of so-so about the show. So, and that's unfortunate because there is amazing entertainment at this venue, and there's amazing food too.
We're just looking at kind of a small slice of things.
Exactly, but we have to treat everybody kind of equally. And so what I'll say is, talking a little bit about value and where that falls for me, I think that this is a 5. I actually think this is a great event for the dollars you spend. It is, I believe, cheaper than Halloween Horror Nights most nights, and I actually think you get a little bit more bang for your buck here. The lines are not quite so long, whereas I would say at Halloween Horror Nights, you have to have Express if you want to have a good time.
Or a very good game plan.
A very strong game plan.
You throughout the park.
Yeah. So that's sort of my perspective here. Like, I think you get a better experience overall here at Knott's. Now, in terms of scariness, where are you at on this?
I'm at a 4 for scariness here. I listen, dear reader, I spook very, very easily. Spooking easily. I think that, I get startled a lot. There are more volume of people here in the scare zones. Like, I think back to the Universal Studios scare zones where there was, kind kind of one stilt walker, two stilt walkers maybe, and maybe a smattering of people, but it was just so congested that you didn't get anything. And then Six Flags, where there was, Molly from Improv 101 wearing some Party City makeup.
Sorry, Molly, you were great, but
you know. Great, girl. But like, in a wide open space, if in the land of Dixie Chicks over here, there's room for that. Here though, it's like bam, 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 bam.
And the makeup is a lot more intense.
The makeup, the prosthetics, everything is better. The mazes, I think, are scarier in a different way. At Six Flags, they rely on a lot of startle sounds, a lot of slamming, a lot of banging. Hollywood Horror Nights relies on a lot of jump scare. Here, there's a nice combination of both.
Yeah.
Last year, I had a major panic attack after one of the houses because, I'm a tall person, so when it forces me down and I have to look at things, then I don't do well with that. But this year, that didn't happen in the houses, which I liked. And the storytelling, I don't know what that was.
That was the hanging.
Oh, that was the hanging show.
Yeah.
And the storytelling was really good. So I give it a solid 4 on scariness.
I'm going to give it a 5. I think that this is far scarier than Halloween Horror Nights. I think the mazes are scarier. The scare zones are absolutely scary. I mean, Ghost Town on its own is maybe
That's
the
true.
best.
Ghost Town's probably a 5 on its own.
I think Ghost Town is maybe the scariest haunt attraction I've ever been to. It is really, really incredible. So overall, I'm going to give this a 5 on the scary scale, and then on the fun scale, it's also a 5.
It's a 5.
I'm also going to give this a 5. I think it. It is just as fun as Halloween Horror Nights. Halloween Horror Nights is fun in more of like a pop culture way.
Yes.
So if you're not as maybe into the scares, I would say Halloween Horror Nights is maybe a little bit better.
If you want to be immersed in the world of Chucky, or your favorite, scary movie, go to Halloween Horror Nights. If you want sort of original storytelling from a very, really scary perspective, Knott's Berry Farm is your bet.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. We have one more haunt that we have to attend.
We do.
And we have never been to this haunt before.
That's right.
So we're going to go catch some sleep, and then we'll see you guys next week. Although, for you, in just a few seconds.
And a few seconds when we do this.
Whoa.
All
right.
Time travel.
We are at our final haunt of the season. Well, our final haunt of this series.
Right.
We are at Howl-o-Scream at SeaWorld San Diego. This is our first time checking this out. It's going to be just like all the other ones, so we're going to check out a signature drink. We're going to try to find a signature food.
We do know much less about this event than any of the other ones we went to, including Six Flags.
Yes.
So this will be even more fun, I think, for us. And
for you.
More importantly, for you.
So let's see. Let's see how Howl-o-Scream stacks up against all of the other haunts in Southern California. Come on.
Something over here. We got what's called the Carnivore Sundae. It's mac and cheese topped with cherry Coke barbecue tri-tip and some coleslaw. The pieces of tri-tip look really, really small, which is great. It's nice and bite-sized. And this mac and cheese looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's just get a bite with everything.
It smells really good. And it's like, do you say cherry Coke?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's really good. The coleslaw is not overly vinegary, so it really just provides crunch instead of like extra flavor in the cabbage. And the tri-tip is seasoned really well. There's just that hint of cherry from the cherry Coke, but it's not really overwhelming. And the mac and cheese is great. I think this for me this is probably a 4.
Okay.
It's really good. I would order it again. I'm not like, I think Universal also had sort of a barbecue topped macaroni and cheese, so we're kind of seeing it a lot. We didn't have that there, but this is really good.
I got the hot things. This is hot Cheeto crusted chicken tenders. I don't know what it is about Halloween events in SoCal, but a lot of them have hot Cheeto flavored foods. I guess it's spooky because it's orange and red, maybe, but I'm really excited. They smell really, really good. This is a big portion. These are huge chicken tenders. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Like this wasn't cheap, but it was normal theme park pricing, and honestly, I'm very impressed with the portion size. So let's see how it is. I tried the mac and cheese. That was actually great. That was like really, really good. So I have pretty high expectations. I think this is a ranch, maybe. Woo. Okay. It's good. It's a really good chicken tender. Huge. Like, this is almost half a chicken breast for each tender. At first, I didn't really taste any of that flaming hot kind of flavor. It comes on the back end, so I would say this is pretty mild. Even by, if you're a person who doesn't typically like flaming hot Cheetos, I think you'll probably like this. The mac and cheese is definitely better. But I'm going to give my rating to both overall and say that this is actually a 5. The food here is really good. I like this food better than Halloween Horror Nights. I like it better than what we had at Knott's. So far, your first impression, SeaWorld's turning it out on the food front.
Okay, so when we were trying to think of a signature attraction here, we kind of went around on a couple of different things. Now, there are rides, actual functional rides that are open, but you can do those all the time. Yeah, the only difference with those is that they're in the dark, right? And they offer that at Magic Kingdom. It doesn't really feel signature.
Well, close your eyes, you want to ride in the dark.
So I was trying to think of what would sort of be this year's signature. And the newest maze is this Simon Slaughterhouse maze that we're going to check out. I'm really excited to see what it's all about. But basically, this is the first year that it's here, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Simon says, go get in line.
Okay.
I don't know about that guy right there. Oh, he's got him. Somebody's going down tonight. Somebody's not taking it out.
Don't care for this.
Oh! Hot.
Simon says!
I don't know. Oh. Chop, chop! Oh, God.
Chop, chop, chop! Get over here!
Oh! Good scream, Kevin! It's scary.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't see. Oh my God.
What do we think?
Okay, so
signature Simon, signature Slaughterhouse.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good maze. I did think it was entertaining, cute, etc. It wasn't that scary, but I still had a really good time. Thinking about, like, this goes up against Terror Tram, and it goes up against the Chilling Chambers, theoretically The Conjuring. I will say I don't think it holds up to those. So for me, this is probably, if I'm being generous, a 3. It might be more of a 2, but that's not to say I didn't like it. I really did like it. But if a 5 is Chilling Chambers, this might be a little bit lower.
I agree with you. I think it's probably a 3. I got once or twice, but then there were long periods of, like, I don't know if we got a bad run because it was a shift change or they were relying too heavily on props or whatever. But yeah, I think a solid 3 for us. It's very, very middle of the road as far as haunted houses go. We've been through quite a lot of them so far with you.
Yeah, and I still think it's a good haunted house. So I don't want to. This isn't to say, like, oh, this is the worst haunted maze that we've been through, even though it has the lowest score. Well, other than The Conjuring, but I do think, like, it's just hard to compare that production value to this production value. Sure. So I will say this is worth doing, but I have to rate it lower in comparison.
And the other thing I'll say is the storytelling aspect was hit or miss. So when you come in, you probably saw in the video, like, there is a somebody. Hello. Hello.
You're good.
Hi.
Hi.
What we're talking to. We just went through the slaughterhouse. Oh, God.
Okay. All right.
So we're gonna have to do it again because Simon has just come through and said. So that's. Oh my God. Was I wrong? You don't want us to go through again?
Not Simon.
You're not Simon.
The butcher.
Oh, okay.
Butcher.
I'm sorry. He's the butcher. I lied.
How embarrassing for you.
I know. Oh my God. Okay. Also, fun fact about Kevin, I hate that kind of stuff. But it's all right. Anyway, forget what I was saying because we have to move. I'm afraid he's going to come back. Let's go.
This whole
For our signature entertainment for this park, we are going to watch, I think it's called Song of the Sirens.
Call of the Siren.
Call of the Sirens. This is a smaller stage show that is here next to Arctic Rescue. So we're going to check this out, see how it is, and we'll be back with our review.
Hopefully we won't be drawn to the sea.
Dashed upon the rocks.
To Davy Jones's lookout. That's more Dick Van Dyke.
The Dutchman's lair. Right. Let's go watch the show.
You ready to Krispy Kreme?
Yeah, right.
Feels like I She's a silver lining, Lone Ranger riding through an open space. In my mind, when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy, 'cause he is where I wanna be. That satisfaction feels like a distant memory. And I'm trying. Well, are you mine?
Okay. Yeah, a lot of copywritten music that we're not going to be able to use. All right, what are your thoughts on the signature entertainment?
On Bring It On SeaWorld? It reminded me of the popular film franchise and Broadway musical Bring It On.
Sure.
Which is not my brand of thing to like.
Yep.
I thought they did it well. It felt out of place.
She was brief. Like
which is fine. I think a pop-up show works.
Like a college tryst. Brief. Like what you'd find in a lawyer's briefcase. Briefs. What you'd find
I don't
on
want to do this with you anymore.
Sears catalog.
I'm not
model.
doing it. Okay, but really, in all, like, I don't know. It seemed superfluous to me. It was kind of in a weird, like, back alley, and it started on the ground, so unless you were in the front row.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's very hard to compare this to things like The Purge or The Hanging, which had quite a bit of production value. This is more like a short...
It's a flash mob. You guys remember flash mobs?
It's a flash mob.
Remember flash mobs?
Now, I will say, we gave the DJ a 2 for just like it had an appeal and it had a place for somebody. It wasn't necessarily us. I want to give this a 2, not because the performers were bad. It's just like it wasn't really that much of a show. But I do feel like I would rather watch this again than watch the DJ. So I'm going to give it a 3, but I think that is a generous 3. I would not say this is something you need to see while you're here. We backtracked through the park to see this.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would recommend that. Like, if you happen to see it when you're walking by, fine. But what would you give it, Kevin?
I would give it a 2. I think that, you know, in terms of a park and bark, I would rather watch the DJ at Six Flags. But in terms of being entertained, I was more entertained by this.
Yeah.
But we're using that term a little loosely. You know, performers were great, just like the DJ at Six Flags was great. But I think I would not backtrack for this, would be my recommendation to you all.
Yeah. Yep. Valiant effort, everybody.
Sorry about it.
All right, so we have gotten some drinks. These are some of the signature cocktails. They have a variety of really cool bars. These are from Big Top Bar.
Big Top Bar.
Yeah. And I got the Blood Bag. This is vodka, cranberry, and lemonade in here. And Kevin?
I got the Cotton Candy Champagne. It's actually craft standard beer with what it used to be cotton candy. You can't really see it because I'm going to spill it.
Yeah.
The blue stuff used to be cotton candy. And most importantly, ice, because it is a little warm.
It's a little warm. It's a little warm. We were told it was going to be cold. It's not cold. It's not cold. So,
Chin chin.
Cheers. Bing. And let's see how they are. Well, I was hoping that this blood bag would be better than the zombie bag we had at Knott's. But it does taste a lot like melted Slurpee that has maybe at one point glanced at a bottle of bottom shelf vodka. You know, I was overly generous with Knott's, and I gave that a 4, even though it wasn't a very good drink. I don't think I can bring myself to do it again. I'm going to give this a 3. It's a 2 on flavor, but the theming definitely helps. But this is sugar water. So, you know what? It's very fun. It's festive. It gets you in the mood, in the spirit. But you don't need to get this one. It's okay. How you feeling about it, boss?
You know, it's actually sort of refreshing. The beer, I think it's beer. Now I'm sort of questioning it. It's light. The cotton candy isn't overly sweet. Sometimes you get a chunk of it, right? Yeah. That's sort of in there.
Sure.
The ice actually helps to water it down and mellow it out, believe it or not.
Okay.
I like it. I mean, I'm going to give this a solid 3. It's, full disclosure, it is not the cocktail I ordered, but it's the cocktail I received. But I like that it's themed, like Derek's Blood Bag. I like that it's themed to the Big Top area. I was afraid it would be overly sweet, but it's not. But it's also, I wanted vodka and pink lemonade and all the things. But I like the ice. I'm here for the ice.
As a person enjoying vodka lemonade, you didn't want this.
Oh, this is fine.
Okay, friends. So
we've gone through them all.
We've had our signature cocktail, our signature entertainment. We've done the signature attraction.
Signature show?
Yeah. So now it is the time of the video where we talk a little bit about the value, the scariness, and the fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start with the value.
Yeah.
So right here is how much we paid for this ticket. We did purchase Express, which rose the cost pretty considerably. We did get a deal on these tickets. They were discounted when we got them. We got them pretty far in advance, and I don't want to misquote it, but it was, I thought, relatively affordable. And then the Express Pass was not hugely expensive. I will say we didn't probably need it tonight.
Yeah.
This event is pretty empty for the most part. I would say unjustifiably, like the event is quite good in my opinion. But
was it worth the value of the ticket?
For what we paid, I'm going to say yes, it was worth the value. But I'm going to give. Well, no, I think value should still be pretty high for this. So I'm going to give this a 4 on the value scale because we didn't really pay that much for this particular event. This was significantly cheaper than Fright Fest, I believe. Maybe not significantly, but close to the same cost. And I think it was much better than Fright Fest. So for me, I would say it's a pretty good value for what we paid.
Yeah, I would say it's a 4 as well. The thing that got me was sort of the food and beverage price. So over the course of the night, we got
the beverages were crazy.
4 sodas, 2 bottles of water, macaroni and cheese, chicken tenders, and 2 cocktails.
Yeah.
And total, we've paid somewhere in the neighborhood of $125 for all of that.
Which is what we paid at Fright Fest
to not get
for half of our
macaroni and
food
cheese
or a cocktail or any like.
Right.
But
I will say is the portions were huge.
Yeah.
The cocktails were, except for the bag of blood. Like my cocktail was fine. The pre-mixed stuff,
I think
is sort of bad
I
everywhere.
think it's the wrong cocktail.
I think it's just not great everywhere.
Yeah.
But I will say this: you're still at SeaWorld. There is a little bit of dissonance when you walk around. You're like I'm staring at jellyfish statues right now while there's an evil clown walking around, and there's just a little for me. But also, you didn't pay Hollywood Horror Nights prices to get in here, so
yeah. Or even Knott's Berry Farm prices.
Right.
This is cheaper than Knott's Berry Farm, and cheaper. I actually think it might be the cheapest. I don't know that for certain.
Don't quote us on that.
Don't quote us on that, but you can see the prices here. Kevin will put in a clever. It's not if it wasn't the right thing. Let's spend a little bit of time talking about the fun and scariness factor.
But we're going to talk about it from this side.
Because I am tired of holding the phone. So, okay, so for me on the fun factor, I'm going to give this a 4.
Okay.
I think that the mazes were very enjoyable. I had a really good time. I thought that the scare zones were pretty good for the most part. They're not packed. They're not packed. They're not. I still think the scare zones are better than Halloween Horror Nights, even. But like, it's just different. It's a different level of production. I thought the mazes were very entertaining. I had a good time walking away with a very positive feeling about the event. So, I think that I have to give it a pretty high rating.
I agree with you. I think it's a 4. If Knott's Berry Farm is a 5, then this is a 4. This is certainly a very solid event. I wish it were in Los Angeles. I wish it were closer to everything else, because I think there is some revisitability here that could happen on the fun factor. Like, you just want, I would go through that clown maze again because it was really campy and sort of fun. And this is a thing I would bring my friends to who maybe aren't into haunts the way that we are. Certainly not the way you are.
Not many people are.
But this is 2.5 hours away from where we live. So, that does sort of knock it down for us a little bit. But I think a solid 4 for sure. A very enjoyable event tonight.
Yeah, and what I'll say conversely on the scary side, this is a 2 for me on the scary factor.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the mazes were missing scare actors. I still really enjoyed them, and I want to be clear about that because I also gave Fright Fest a 2, and I had a much better time at this event than I did at Fright Fest.
Think about it. Scary does not negate fun.
Yeah,
right.
Correct.
This was not a scary event. All of the scare actors were very fun. Like, there's an entire clown scare zone, and they're all talking like Harley Quinn from the Batman animated series.
Yeah,
and it's very fun.
I had a fun interaction in the graveyard.
Yeah,
zone.
They're interacting with cameras. They're interacting with guests, and in a very sort of fun and campy way.
Yeah.
So I'm being told to be quiet.
You're just yelling.
I'm passionate. I am passionate about.
You are.
Listen, if you go back and watch some of our videos from the beginning of this series, like, I was very anti-improv 101. I was like, your job is to scare me and sit down. Like, but now it's not scary.
But if
it's
scary,
not scary.
But if scariness is your number one, if the reason you come to these events is to be scared,
if you bring a change of pants with you,
if you are looking for terror, this is not the event I would pick. If that's your number one thing, right? And I know in the haunt community and people who are fans of these events, that is a huge factor. It's kind of a lot of the dialogue around horror nights this year is people are saying it's too pop culture focused and it doesn't feel as scary. I would say this is less scary than Halloween Horror Nights,
which some of us are fine with. Some of us are very, very fine with.
To me, that doesn't negate me having a great time and enjoying an event. So I would say, although I'm giving it a 2, I do think it is a very good event, and I have nothing but great things to say. I think someday this will be a great event. It's young in its tenure. I think it still has a little bit of time to grow and blossom. But listen, it's been a long night. It's been a long few weeks. We've been making a ton of these videos. So here's what
weekend. What's a weekend?
So here's what we're going to do. We are going to go. We're going to have a little rest. And then tomorrow, in the broad daylight, for the first time in this video, we will conclude this by talking about our final scores for everything, who came out the best in each category, and we'll tell you our recommendations for how you should enjoy the haunt season in Southern California this year.
And we're important, so you should listen to us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
All right.
Hi, welcome. It is not an insignificant amount of time later. I have different hair. So we are doing our recap here, the ending of the video, where we talk about all of our scores, who was the best in each category, how everybody did, and let's see who reigns supreme on the Halloween haunts for 2023.
Though if you stuck in it for the full hour and 40 minutes that it took you to get to this part, you probably know what's coming.
Yeah. All right, so first up, I'm going to talk about the entertainment and how we rated everything across the board. So for Halloween Horror Nights, I gave this a 3. For entertainment, we were rating, if you remember, that Purge water show, which I thought was pretty good. I had a good time there. It wasn't necessarily
the best show, Kevin also gave that a 3. So that gives us a grand total of 6 for Halloween Horror Nights. For Fright Fest, we gave this a 2, which in hindsight might have been a little bit generous because the entertainment was the DJ experience there at Fright Night. And I just don't know that a DJ is what I'm looking for, especially when you compare it against some of these other haunts. So that gives us a grand total of 4 for Fright Fest. For Knott's Scary Farm, we rated The Hanging, which is the classic entertainment experience there. I gave this a 3. Some of the jokes didn't really hit for me, but Kevin gave this a 4. He really enjoyed it. So in total, that gives us a 7 for Knott's Scary Farm, which is pretty solid, pretty high score, so far the highest of all of them. And then lastly, for Howl-o-Scream, they did have that small stage show with the sirens. I gave this a 3, which was extremely generous. Kevin gave this a 2, which brings that to a 5. So for entertainment, overall, our number 1 choice was Knott's Scary Farm, which I think sounds fair.
So now let's talk about attractions. So starting first with Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood, Derek gave this a 3. Remember, we went through Terror Tram Extermination. Derek gave this a 3. I gave it a 5. I thought that there's really nothing like Terror Tram in the world. Getting to walk past the Bates Motel and the Psycho House. The extermination thing itself was a little hokey, but all in all, I had a really great time, and it really is a quintessentially Halloween Horror Nights Universal Studios Hollywood attraction. With Fright Fest, again, our signature attraction was the Conjuring House, which was announced at Midsummer Scream, and unfortunately, due to some technical issues, it wasn't open on opening night when we went. So we had to rate that a 0 out of fairness. I will just kind of the asterisk here is that the houses were great, actually, at Fright Fest. We had a really, really good time at many of the houses that we went through. It's just unfortunate that the first year that Fright Fest gets IP, and some very terrifying IP at that, unfortunately, it's not able to open when we were there. It's open now. There are other videos on YouTube you should go watch if you're interested in what that looks like. At Knott's Scary Farm, the signature attraction was the Chilling Chambers, which is a sort of haunted house retrospective of the 50 years of frights that Knott's Scary Farm has been bringing audiences in Southern California. Derek and I both gave this a 5 for a grand total of 10. This was amazing. The theming, the everything about it was just super great, and it was fun to not only experience that in the moment, but also think about what it's meant for the past 50 years. At Howl-o-Scream, the signature attraction was Simon's Slaughterhouse. Derek and I both gave this a 3. Not super scary. I think Howl-o-Scream is still finding its legs. We did get a visit from the butcher at the end of our video, but going through it, spooked a couple of times, still sort of middle in the road. So, Knott's Scary Farm takes it.
Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the drinks. So for drinks, at Halloween Horror Nights, we went to the Stellar Bar, where we had those Stranger Things cocktails that were super sweet. We did give this a 2. Both of us gave a 2 for this. It just was not great. The experience, the theming was really fun in that area, but the drink itself was not something I would order again. Now, that gives us a total of 4 for that, but it's not our worst score. Our worst score is Fright Fest, which got a 0 from both of us because we were just not able to get drinks or beverages at that event. It was impossible to find everything. The mobile ordering didn't work. So unfortunately that did get a 0. That's our lowest score. And then for Knott's Scary Farm, I gave this a 4 for cocktails. And Kevin gave this a 2. Kevin had that spooky ghoul seltzer thing, and I had that weird zombie blood bag. I think I gave that a really high score for its theming, which I did enjoy. It definitely did sort of a lot of heavy lifting there, but in total that gave us a 6. Now, that could be our top score, except for Howl-o-Scream. We did 3 and 3 for that. So Kevin had that champagne beverage. I think I had a different blood bag. And together, that also gives it a 6. So this one is a tie for the beverage experience between Howl-o-Scream and Knott's Scary Farm.
Now let's talk about food. At Universal Studios Hollywood for Halloween Horror Nights, we went to the Chucky Killer Barbecue. Derek got the Come Again corn dog covered in hot Cheetos and Takis dust, and I got a Nashville hot chicken sandwich. Derek rated this a 4, I rated it a 3. In terms of themed food, it was fun. Still sort of theme park food, though. At Fright Fest, if you skipped over any part of that in this video, please go at least watch us struggle at Fright Fest in this vein, because we tried to mobile order signature food from High Octane Wings, and unfortunately, the mobile order was never put through. It said that it was processing for the entire 4.5 hours we were at the event. So we had some issues there, so we unfortunately had to rate that a 0. And frankly, the food we were able to find, just to make sure that we didn't starve or get really hangry during the event, also would have put it at a 0 had we substituted that for the signature things anyway. At Knott Scary Farm, the signature food that we had was just so incredibly good. We had that decomposing prosciutto pizza from Prop Shop Pizzeria. Derek gave it a 5. I gave it a 4. A very solid piece of pizza. It out-pizzaed the mouse. That, if Not Scary Farm, if you don't use that as a slogan, I don't know what you're doing here. And then for Howl-o-Scream, Derek had the hot fangs, which were chicken tenders covered in hot Cheetos. And I had the carnivore sundae, which was the macaroni and cheese with cherry Coke barbecue tri-tip. I gave that a 4. Derek gave both of them together a 5. The food at Howl-o-Scream was surprising to us. We did not think that SeaWorld would knock it out of the park like that, especially with large portion sizes and very just edible food. Sometimes, you know, these events are hit and miss. So for food, Not Scary Farm and Howl-o-Scream, surprisingly, are tight.
All right, time to talk about value. So how did these attractions rank for us based on the cost it takes to go to the event? Did you get a lot for your dollars? Now for Halloween Horror Nights, we both gave that a 5, and we did have a higher end ticket for that event, but we felt like we got to see everything, we really enjoyed ourselves, and it was absolutely worth the cost. It is one of the more expensive attractions, so that is something to think about when you are making your decisions each year about which haunts you want to go to. Is it going to be worth those dollars? And Halloween Horror Nights is not cheap. Now, for Fright Fest, we gave this a 2 and a 1. Now, to just go to the haunt experience at Fright Fest is not significantly expensive. It might be the cheapest of all of these. However, you do have to pay for that park ticket in order to go, so this is an add-on to the additional park ticket. It is quite expensive, and then when we got into the park, everything was extremely high priced, even for a theme park. So I gave this a 2, Kevin gave this a 1, which gives that an overall score of 3. Now we can move into Not Scary Farm, which Kevin and I both gave a 5. We had a great experience there. We got to see everything we wanted to see. The attractions were amazing. The food was great. And everything was fairly reasonably priced. Now, we did buy season passes for that event, but we still believe that the general ticket price for a single night is a great bargain and is absolutely worth your dollars. Lastly is Howl-o-Scream, which we gave a 4. Now, Howl-o-Scream, we did get a discounted ticket for, but we didn't wait very long in any lines. The quality of the event was pretty good, although it is still growing, and I do think it's a few years out from reaching its full potential. But 4 and 4 gives us a grand total score of 8. So Howl-o-Scream did pretty well on the value statement, but overall, it is still, this is yet another tie between Halloween Horror Nights and Not Scary Farm.
I don't know why he gave me scary. I'm the most scared of all. When we think about scariness of the event overall, let's start with Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios. Derek and I both gave this a 4. Are there parts of Halloween Horror Nights that are scary? Yes. I think the scariness factor comes from the fact that you are immersed in the IP, you are immersed in a universe that you already know. Is it terrifying? No, and I think that's kind of a good thing for Halloween Horror Nights, quite frankly. For Fright Fest, we both gave this a 2. In the houses, they rely on a lot of jump scare sounds, not so much actors, but sounds, stomping and clanging and banging. And we had a good time and were startled a lot. So I think on the startle scale, it would get a higher score. Unfortunately, this is the scariness scale, so we both ranked that a 2. For Not Scary Farm in terms of scariness,
Derek ranked that a 5 and I ranked that a 4. Derek said, and I quote, and I don't think he's wrong. I think that the scare zones are really well done. The houses are generally terrifying. Last year, I've mentioned this a couple of times throughout the season, I had a panic attack at Knott's Scary Farm. This year that didn't happen because I'm a brave little boy, but the potential is still there. So I think a very, very scary event. For Howl-o-Scream, we both rated the scariness a 2. Howl-o-Scream, because it's still figuring out its legs, is, I think, in the camp territory, in sort of the, if you were an 80s psycho killer knockoff movie, that's what it would be. Entertaining, but not scary, frankly. Sort of in the Fright Fest vein that I was startled a lot, but I had more fun, more laughing fun than I did any sort of scare.
All right, so let's talk about fun, and not just how scary the event was, but how much we really enjoyed it. Did we have a good time when we were there? Now, for Halloween Horror Nights, Kevin and I both gave this a 5, so this brought us to a grand total score of 10 for that event. We had an excellent time. We really enjoyed ourselves. We laughed a lot. So all in all, a perfect score on that one. Now for Fright Fest, I gave this a 3 and Kevin gave this a 4. The haunted houses were actually a lot of fun, and the scare zones were a lot of fun too. However, we still had a lot of issues with that event, and so all in all, this being a 7 is our actual lowest score when it comes to fun. You can go and have a good time. You know, it's definitely an event for somebody, but we struggled with this one a little bit. And then Knott's Scary Farm, we had, I gave it a 5 and Kevin also gave it a 5. So a perfect score on fun. We had a great time at that event. I do think, you know, it is one of the better haunt events that exist in Southern California. It is absolutely worth your time. You're going to have a good time no matter what. So you should definitely check that out. Now, for Howl-o-Scream, this was our first time attending that event. As I've said in other parts of this video, I do think it's still growing, and I do think it's still sort of finding its rhythm, but I gave this a 4, and Kevin gave this a 4 for a grand total score of 8. So, all in all, for fun, we are tied between Halloween Horror Nights and Knott's Scary Farm. All right, so let's talk about our grand total scores for this. So, going from the lowest, that is Fright Fest.
No surprise there, though, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's a surprise. This is the shortest part of this video, and we couldn't really do that much. So all in all, this gets an 18 out of a possible 70. Ouch. And then going up to our next highest score, that is Howl-o-Scream. So Howl-o-Scream actually did pretty well. 46 points out of 70. We had a really good time. We really did enjoy it. Yeah. So it's definitely worth your $1 if you are heading out to San Diego. I would suggest you check it out. And then for our next highest score, that is Halloween Horror Nights with a 53 out of 70. So a very high score. We did really enjoy ourselves. It is one of the best haunts. It's definitely the most popular of these haunts. And it is worth your time. But, Kevin, do you want to talk about our grand prize?
Sure. Let's tell her what you won, Steve. So with a grand total of 61 out of 70 points, so 9 points away from our perfect score, it should be no surprise, especially if you've made it this far, that it is Knott's Scary Farm. Knott's Scary Farm is our favorite haunt event for sure. This has sort of reinforced that for us. You can't beat the original in a lot of instances, and you shouldn't try to do that.
Yeah, I definitely went into this video thinking that Halloween Horror Nights was probably going to reign supreme, but Knott's just knocked it out of the park this year.
Well, I think it shows you that you don't necessarily need big flashy IP to have a really, really great Halloween event.
It's absolutely true. So thank you for watching this whole video. If you've made it to this point, we really appreciate it. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, tell us all the things you want to see. We might do a version of this with family attractions for the Christmas season. Make sure that you check that out, and we'll have tons of new videos coming your way. So follow us on all socials on Beyond the Turnstile.
And tell us below if you went to any of these. Especially, you guys were really, really helpful with us with Fright Fest.
Yeah.
Telling us what we missed, what we, didn't get to, kind of a different take on the event. tell us below kind of what your takes on these are, and see if you can, based on your experience, rank them yourselves. I think you'll surprise yourself.
Yeah, we'd love to hear what your rankings are. All right, so we'll see you on the next video when we take you beyond the turnstile.